Now you're gonna be grumpy?
Oh, yeah, Mom.
Yeah.
Oh, are you start?
Yeah, you're gonna need to
Come on, baby.
deal with Cranky Baby.
Sorry, cranky baby. Oh, gosh. Good stuff.
If you sit here and be nice, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Baby. It's doing the thing again where it's not telling any of you all that we're actually live. That happens. Let's see. What? Is it working, you guys? I don't know if it's working. Hey, there we go. Is it coming through okay or is it wonky? I'm trying to check it, but it's not letting me work. Is it working okay, you guys? Hey, Lex, cool. Everybody's alive, which is good. Brandon is still feeling like pretty awful. He says the pain is a little bit better, but he's just so like exhausted and worn down from it just being like absolutely awful. So there's that. Good morning, Sabrina. Oh yeah, I have to change this because sometimes like, hey, Jennifer. Okay, so like, I don't know why, but the default for the comments on my end is to only show like the top comments. Good morning, Angela. And instead of showing like the live comments as they go, it only shows like top comments. I don't know. It makes no sense. So anyways, I think I can see everything now. Hey, everybody. Yes. So thank you all. Sorry, week was like completely ridiculous and insane. Everybody, like kids are all feeling better today. They're feeling better, but you can definitely tell that they have been like in the house, cooped up. Hey, Melody. Hey, Sherry. Hey, guys. Yay. First time seeing you live. I'm glad you got to join us. You can tell, hey, Tamara, I see you now. Yeah, I have to go into the setting and just change it every time, but it's just obnoxious. Like you would think that like while you're doing a live, the default setting would be to see the comments as they're posting live. Like I think that would be like the common sense setting, but apparently that's not it. All the kids are feeling better, but you can tell that they've just been cooped up in the house, like not feeling well all week long. And so today they're kind of just like ridiculously rambunctious. And of course, it's also like getting super thunderstormy outside, which we love. Like we love a cozy thunderstormy day, but not necessarily when the kids like really need to be running off some steam. So they're a little crazy today. Olivia slept in until 10 o'clock this morning, and I think she would have slept in longer if like we would have left her. I kind of was messing with her to try to get her up. So I thought that was kind of funny that she slept in for so long. Brandon's pain, he says it's slightly different. It's not as intense as it's been, but his whole body is just like exhausted now after having just like crazy intense pain for the past, like week and a half or whatever it's been. So he's kind of just hanging in there. We have a lot of prep to be doing for church tomorrow. So that's where we've got to, he's got a lot to get done, but we're diving into 1 Corinthians and kind of just looking at, there's always so much talk on these different things, but it's like, okay, if you're a follower of Christ, what does your life quite literally look like? It's one thing, we talked like in the biblical womanhood and stuff like that, talking about these different things. Hey, thank you, Melissa. Yes, finally starting to feel better. But he wanted his first, kind of series type, thing with the home church to go through and look at like, all right, let's look at some of these. What are the practical applications of these things? What does our life as a follower of Christ quite literally look like? So that's exciting. Good morning, Karen. So, yep, all the fun stuff. Yes, hey, Heather. Yeah, a little bit better. So we'll take it after this week, man. I'm glad it was this week, though. I do have a wedding to do next Saturday. So this week is better than next week as far as everybody feeling stinky. Oh, and I didn't think about that. We won't be able to do, hey, Marina, hey, Raylan. We will not be able to do a live next Saturday because I have to go to Charlotte. I didn't think about that till just right now. I've got 2 weddings left and that's it. So, yeah, I didn't think about that. We won't be able to do a live next week. Yes, fall weddings. It's so weird though to say that I only have 2 because we've had this business since Lily was little, since she was right after she was born. Oh, no worries, Tati. I'm glad you got to say hey. I always think sometimes like maybe I'll just live stream like while we're out and about and doing this stuff, but then like it's just too much to try to keep all of the things like together and focus and like work and do stuff. It's weird though, because usually fall season in the wedding industry, especially where we live, is like crazy busy. So usually we're juggling like, I mean, we had a season of our life where we would be doing, you know, 5 to 10 weddings per weekend between florals and coordinating on all of this stuff. So it is interesting now to be in, hey, Armando, are you there? You can listen to me yak at everybody about whatever on earth I end up talking about. But yeah, so it's crazy because usually fall season in the wedding industry is like, oh my goodness, crazy, crazy, crazy. So it's neat as we have kind of transitioned now. I don't think ministry has a season. I think you're just busy all the time here. Yes, babies are feeling better. Super thankful, although they have been wound up in the house for far too long. And so I need to get them outside, but now it's getting super thunderstormy, so that's not going to happen. So they're just very wound at the moment. Brandon he said his pain is still there. It just seems like it's kind of different. So not hurting as bad, but his body is just like really super exhausted from all of the stuff. So, ooh, it's starting to get rumbly outside. I love thunderstorms. I don't think I'll ever get over it. We're like kids all the time. No. So I thought about it at the end of the day yesterday when I was putting the video together, because I got the video put together a little bit earlier yesterday and I came upstairs and I was just ready to rest. I was tired and I was sitting there and I was like, I never made elderberry syrup. Got all the stuff, literally like it's sitting on the counter and I just never made it. So I need to make elderberry syrup. And then I kind of felt bad because I was like, should I wait and do a video on it? Or nobody really cares about it and I can just make it and it's not that big of a deal. But Lex started us on the elderberry. Like we used to buy it from the store, but she started us on just it ourselves. And it's so much cheaper, so much easier, so much better, I think. But we just make it and keep it in a mason jar. Yes, love elderberry syrup. We usually about this time every year make our first batch and we just keep it in the fridge. And I put some in our Rooibos tea every single evening. We just take it all throughout the season. And our household is rarely ever sick. I think that's kind of what makes it so bad when we do get sick because we're rarely ever sick. So then when we do get sick, it's like the world is ended, I guess, because we don't get it often. But then we were kind of wondering, I don't know, just we've had, when we had like my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, like I just feel like we've had more like interaction with the outside world. So maybe that's what, you know, kind of we got the bug from or something. I get the elderberries off of Amazon. I just order dried elderberries on there. And I still have the ones I bought. I get just, you know, the bag of the dried ones and I put them in a mason jar. I still have mine from last year. So what I bought last year is enough to last us all of last year and then this year as well. Yeah, I can't, like, you know, most people, they talk about, you know, back to school time and everybody's sick and all of this stuff with everything going on. That is one thing that I do definitely enjoy is how rarely my household is sick. And I feel like when we do get a bug from something, we usually kick it a lot quicker because we do try to keep a focus on our vitamins and minerals and feeding our body all of the things that it needs so that way it can naturally, you know, protect itself and take care of itself. So I am very thankful for that. Like I said, maybe that's why my kids are like really super big babies when they do get sick. Yes. And the note, Lex is right. The note with the elderberries, buy your elderberries earlier in the season, because as the winter season really comes in, they totally skyrocket in price too. Yeah, Karen, we were thinking that maybe, because when my brother-in-law was here and he got super sick, everybody, and he has some issues, like he ends up getting sick, and everybody was thinking like food poisoning or something like that. But Brandon said the same thing, and he was like, I'm wondering if John had like some kind of bug or something that he brought with him, and that's where we just got it. So that's what we were kind of possibly thinking as well. So anyways, I'm glad it seems to be done-ish. So yeah, we've been filling up on, I notice that sometimes during the year I kind of slack on us taking our vitamins and things like that. So I went the other day, Karen, I was talking to you when I went, but I went the other day and I was like, see, you guys are so smart. You guys are on top of it. I went the other day and I restocked on some vitamins, plenty of stuff, filling everybody up with good stuff. I need to make elderberry syrup. Yeah, all the good stuff I have noticed, you're right, Lex, I've had multiple people comment here in the area that it's going around. I am a very big anti-flu shot person. I won't rant on it here, but very big anti-flu shot person. But it's funny because elderberry syrup is amazing and I recommend it to everyone. It's super easy to make as well, and it's fantastic. And good, you're still here. Yes, we do no flu shots whatsoever for any of us, even pregnant babies, none of it. What's funny is that I saw which company, anyways, a recent report came out that was talking about just high doses of vitamin D proven to be more effective than the flu shot. Honestly, I think pretty much anything is more effective than the flu shot. But yeah, we definitely high doses of vitamin D, elderberry syrup. We take lots of, cod liver oil, vitamin A, vitamin E, all kinds of different things. Hey, Gina. Allergy issues. Yes, elderberry syrup is a great kind of all-around user. The Juice Plus has helped us avoid illness. Love it. So Juice Plus, that's awesome. Oh, cool. Lots of type. You never know when it comes to, yes, lots of vitamin D. You never know when you say something to people what response you're going to get. So I know sometimes I'm like, oh, goodness. I try to watch what I say because I know. Yeah, Rooibos tea is amazing for allergy stuff as well and sinus stuff. Drinking Rooibos tea every night is the only thing that helps me even keep somewhat level with my sinuses because I have horrible sinus issues. And if I miss my tea, like I feel it. Gina, we are hanging in there. Kids are feeling better, besides being wound up and crazy because they've been inside doing nothing for too long. Brandon's pain is kind of different, he said. So it's come down a little bit, but his body is just really exhausted from all of the pain and all of the stuff. So he's just kind of hanging in there. Nettle tea is great. Yes, Rooibos, Rooibos. I get it off of Amazon, just a big like loose leaf bag. Yeah, nettle leaf is fantastic for allergies. We actually put nettle leaf and Rooibos together in our tea and just drink that. It's really good. I like the taste of the Rooibos better. So that's why we just mix in the nettle leaf with it. And then we put a spoonful, good morning, Tiff. And then we put a spoonful of elderberry in with that. So it's just all in one thing and we drink it every night and it does wonders. And then if we happen to get sick, we just take more elderberry and kind of mix it in. Goodness gracious. Yeah. Oh, and the neti pot. Yeah, I love the neti pot. I have like the squirt bottle one. I don't have the actual pot, but I have crazy sinus issues. And that's a huge problem with that's why I can feel right in here that there's a thunderstorm coming. That's why I can tell. My nose tells me where all of the things are coming. I will post some links, Raylan, when we get done with all of this and put it in there. But actually, this kind of leads me into a cool topic. I want to slowly start adding in some of these heavenly minded homemaking type videos and stuff in. I have got to get month 3 of the curriculum done because my kids need it. So I need to get that done, and then it'll get posted for everybody. But yeah, my sinuses are totally, that's what sets off all of my migraines and all of my issues whenever I can feel it coming in my nose. That's why I'll like grab my face and Brandon's like, oh geez, here we go. Storms are coming. Like, yep, I feel it. But I know, like, I've kind of been thinking about, so okay, that was my thought. Next week we will be off of daily vlogs for homeschool because we're 4 weeks on, 1 week off. We still vlogged through. We didn't really take our first week off because we were still vlogging through it, but we're taking next week off of school, which Feast of Trumpets, Yom Teruah starts. So we take off for all of that anyways. Super, super exciting. But I've got to work on curriculum, but I want to start working on some of these heavenly minded homemaking videos and things. I don't know the frequency. I might do them just like weekly because trying to juggle like those daily plus homeschool daily plus like try to have a life. It's just too many things. And if you guys can't tell, I'm like totally slacking in all of the things right now. So I think I might do them just like a weekly thing. I might have them come out on Monday since we don't have a homeschool vlog that comes out on Monday since I'm recording on Monday. That was kind of my thought for that. I want to talk about some frugal living things I know kind of stood out that I wanted to do, but I would love to do more, especially going into the cold and flu season. I think more people are kind of looking for that, but would love to do more like natural remedy type things because that's what we use and what we do, and I know there's a million different ways to do it, but I also know that if you're new to it, it can be kind of overwhelming because there's so much out there and you don't know, does this work, is this nonsense, like, all of the different things. So that was kind of my thought anyways about it. Yeah, so that seems to sound good for you guys. Oh my gosh, Mike's stomach again. That's awful. Yes, and what's the most affordable way for doing it? I think that's another good way because I know you can totally get in over your head and end up like going a ridiculous route with it. We are obviously in everything that we do, we are very simple and very minimal in the way that we do things. So that's totally what you'll get. Tiffany, definitely go Google golden milk. And it's actually really not bad, but you can totally look it up and make some of that for him, and that might give him some relief. And definitely look, I don't know if you've looked much into like gut health, but definitely look, probiotics and things like that to help him with his gut health would probably make a huge difference. Yeah, we have no money, so we have to do all of the things as simple as possible. So yes, Karen is right. A lot of the times when you go looking into, I've wanted to take some herbalist classes and things like that. A lot of times when you go looking into the stuff, you do find a lot of like very much like new agey type stuff. So I think it is something to definitely be aware of when you go looking for things. That sometimes things just get really wonky and go that way. So again, just something to be aware of depending on what you're Googling and looking into. So yes, absolutely. Apple cider vinegar is huge help for many different, for really everything. Ginger tea is good. Lex loves this stuff as well. So I love it. Her and I, she is my friend that we are constantly talking about these things. What was the dry bar comedian with the hippie wife? What? Do you remember the hippie wife with the washing with soap with the bark in it and he got cut? Oh, yeah. Do you remember what it's called? No. Okay. There's a really funny, it's a dry bar comedian. I don't think so, not yet. Do you need to go in there and lay on your mat? Yeah. No, he hasn't, honey. He doesn't. He hasn't laid her down. But he's talking about his hippie wife or whatever. And Lex and I, Google Pick Your Battles Dry Bar. Yeah, that guy. But it's so funny because even my brother, he found it and he came up and played it to Brandon. And he was like, oh my goodness, this is Heidi. Fantastic. anyways, it's really funny. So when you go watch it later, you can laugh at all of this stuff. If you haven't seen it, then I'm really not making any sense. So it's really, really funny. Comments come back. Comments don't come back. Here we go. Johnny Benner? I don't know how to say it. Yeah, golden milk is really awesome for a lot of different things. I need to, like I was just telling Brandon, I've got to get back. I meant to get coconut milk when I was at the store the other day, and then I totally spaced it because we were in a rush and the kids were sick and I was trying to get home, but I've got to go grab some more. Yeah, but I really do. I really want to do one. I was thinking about, I think it was Joy Forney who I was watching, and she was talking about different, maybe it was her, maybe it was somebody else, I don't remember, but she was just talking about different ways that she minimizes and stays frugal, like in different areas of the house. And I was like, there's so many things that I feel like we've been doing for so many years. I don't really think about it. You know what I mean? Like, because you're just used to doing it that way. But what better way than a crash course in living frugal than, no longer having an income? So, right, like that's been something that we've really had to, I feel like we already were kind of working towards, and just simplifying everything and not having excess and spending excess and things like that. So I want to do that. I want to start sharing more remedies. So we'll work on that. Maybe I'll go ahead and film the elderberry when I do that. We'll see how it goes. Life's been a little wonky. Yeah, definitely look up the golden milk. Really everybody, because we shared it with Karen and Karen's drinking it, but there's a lot of, you go do laundry, Raylan, very fun. Golden milk is great for a lot of different things. It's a hormone balancer. It can help with sleep. It really can help with a lot of things. So it might look a little funky, but it really was not bad. Lily even loved it. Lily's like our pickiest kid, like probably on the earth, honestly. And she even really liked it. So yeah, it's pretty good when even the kids will, drink it. Bye, Tappy. You guys enjoy your weekend. Yeah, I originally thought we'd have all of these like, thank you, Lex, hippie wife, hippie life. Yeah, instead of happy wife, happy life. Yes, Raylyn is the Uber couple. We were planning originally, like I was planning, nobody else was planning, but me in my head was planning to do all of these like crazy cool things leading up to Yom Teruah starting on Sunday evening. And I've done none of them, like literally none of them. So I'm hoping that this weekend between like, we need to get a lot of sermon prep stuff done today. And then we'll have service, tomorrow at noon and kind of just different things. I want to kind of just get things in a little bit of order. And then we will obviously take off. I need to at least make it to the grocery store to get the food that we need for dinner for Yom Teruah. But we will try to get that put together. I will vlog those. So you will have anybody who wants to celebrate Yom Teruah, it'll come up after, everything's happened. But I will kind of vlog through our Yom Teruah celebrations. I did in the vlog that went up today, though, if you're interested in celebrating Yom Teruah, you're looking forward to the Feast of the Trumpets, I did kind of share about what we do. I did remember one other link I have to go add to the description on that because I totally forgot. Oh, okay, that CNHN network is the herbalist course, the Christian herbalist course, not new agey and freaky and crazy. I have one other link I have to go add to the video today that I forgot about. There's this really neat website that shows when they have confirmed the new moon in Jerusalem with like pictures and stuff. It's really neat. So I'll go ahead and add that to it. But I'm going to kind of just get things put together, but I will share a vlog of what we're doing. Obviously, with everybody being sick and everything being a disaster, it'll probably be even more simple than even we usually do, but it's exciting nonetheless. So it's fun to, especially seeing just all the things going on and everywhere you look and all the stuff. Again, just digging into scripture and looking at these things. And it's just I think the fall season is just such a great time of expectation as we look forward to all the things to come. So anyways, that's what we're doing. Oh, and you know what I also want to share too? I know, Karen, we were talking about it last night, but I shared, did you guys see the Q&A video? It was like an hour long. It was so long. It was kind of a disaster, but it is what it is. Did the Q&A video. And then one of the things I did not realize, because I never checked this stuff, but YouTube has all of these regulations for everything, which, I mean, they make sense most of the time. Sometimes they're kind of frustrating, but they have, oh, good. Okay. You got to see it. Sorry it was so long. By the time I got done, I was like, this is so sneaking long. Nobody is going to watch me yak about these questions for an hour. But I just felt like when I was answering them on Instagram, there were so many people that were asking like additional questions or like privately messaging me like more about certain things. So I don't know, being able to talk about it, I feel like was worthwhile. But one of the things I had mentioned was about doing the ads. I never really look at our stats and stuff like that. Cool. See, that's how I want these things to feel. I want to feel like we're just like sitting down, like chatting and talking, because I mean, we are, and I wish we could all be doing it in person. You know, one day when I win the lottery, I'm just going to build like a big house so everybody can come over and we can just like hang out and chat and drink coffee and hang out or whatever. I don't play the lottery, so I don't know how that's going to work. My brother always tells me that. He goes, I think in order to win the lottery, you have to play the lottery, but that's okay. But I never look at our stats. I don't look at the stuff, right? Because it's not about the numbers. Like that's never been what we're going for. The things that we talk about, we're never going to be a popular channel. Like it's just not going to happen because nobody wants to hear, not nobody, but the world doesn't want to hear what we have to say, right? Like, I mean, I think you guys do, but it's not the message the world wants. Yeah, tiny house village on 25 acres. I always tell Brandon, I go, we can just get those sheds that they sell, like the little shed houses. I'm like, instead of just having like multiple rooms, we'll just get a bunch of those little sheds and put them all together. So like the kids can just have their own shed. Good luck with toddler meltdown. You go take care of that. Hopefully our toddler is falling asleep with her brother. Since he's been sick, she hasn't had any of her brother time in the past couple days, and she is like freaking out. So she's getting lots of brother snuggles now. Yeah, I love tiny houses. I finally am getting Brandon on board, which is super exciting. Yeah, the she shed. I was obsessed with shipping containers forever, and Brandon was always shooting down my dreams, but maybe, fingers crossed, we can get him back, get him back over here. He's coming around to my ideas. It just took him a little bit of time, I think. Quite a few years of him thinking I was crazy. Hey, Stacy. So anyways, I never look at the stats. I never look at the things was my point. And so, I just don't check on those things. So I accidentally clicked on something else, and we are like double the amount of watch time that you need to monetize, to have, you have the ads, but then you can make something off of it. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like I never look at these things. So I had no idea that we were, more than double the amount required to be able to do that. So we kind of kicked around the idea and kind of thought about it. Like, is it worthwhile to have the ads, at the beginning? I think most of us are kind of used to seeing ads on YouTube and we just like skip through them or whatever. My concern and my worry was though, the content of what's going to be in those ads. Cause obviously, I mean, we've seen it, like we'll have YouTube playing, the kids will be watching something and, well, they take comments away because of the kids being in the video. I don't know. That's right. That's what is happening to some people's stuff, huh? Sabrina, I did not think about that. But as soon as you said that now, I can think of some people that's happened to. And that's the reason, huh? So this is what we were kind of weighing. One, to sign up for it, it is like a couple month long process anyways. I totally didn't think about the comment thing. So that might be our answer right there. Totally didn't think about that. because I did look at some people and we're talking about the things that you can control, right? Because I mean, we've had YouTube on for the kids where they're watching stuff, and then I mean, stuff comes on and we're like, oh my gosh, but it's like, where's the controller? And the controller's turned off. And Lily's like, why are boys wearing makeup? And all kinds of crazy things come on. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, we were just watching some cartoon and now all of this nonsense is coming on. So I looked at it today and it looks like you can control a lot more with what type of ads that are coming out. So like, that's cool. When YouTube does that, the chats and comments are done in the community tab. Yeah, I think that's what I've seen before too, when that happens and then people just put it in the community tab. So you just have to switch over to that instead of on there. I don't know. It seems like a lot to weigh. Honestly, our channel is so small. I don't even know if it would be worth it type of a deal. So we did go ahead and I filled out like the paperwork and the different things. Again, it's like a couple month process apparently anyways. So we were just kind of weighing it and thinking about it. Like, is it even worth it? Would there be something? I don't know. So we'll see. The comment thing, yeah. So we'll be thinking about that. Obviously, you guys are the ones to watch all of this stuff, so it's worth it to weigh in if, you know, you guys have a feeling on it. But yeah, definitely stuff coming on that like we would not be cool with is like a huge no-no. And then, yeah, if it takes away the comments and things, I think that's kind of frustrating. Like, I get that you could go over to the community tab and do that. I don't know. Sometimes the thought of not having to deal with comments sounds nice. I guess that's more so when it comes to podcasts, which we haven't done in forever because we've been busy with all the other things. I feel like we have some topics we want to podcast on. We just haven't made it happen. We tried to do a podcast earlier this week and Brandon, he just felt so awful. Like he just couldn't. So I think trying to get through Sunday is going to be challenge enough, but it'll be okay. It'll work out. Suck it, Satan. We're doing it anyways. Braden's over here going, Did you want to do something or are you just hanging out? Did you want to come over here?
I don't want you to have to fix it just for me. So
No. You say hi?
I'll come over and just say,
Tell people that you are still alive.
I am. There.
He promises he is still kind of alive. Just not feeling so good. I don't know. I think we'll, if anything, I don't know. I think Sunday will be okay, but we'll see. I don't know. We're throwing it all out there and we'll figure it out. Just trying to figure out what's the best thing to weigh. Yeah, Lex, we should sit down and talk about that. Do you know anybody? We need Lex and Travis to come up here and, you know, not have their real life to deal with. You can come say hi. Don't mean I can stand it up, or did you want?
Okay.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
I'll make sure I know what he's saying. I know, like, if we absolutely needed to, I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't totally hate us if we were like, hey, Brandon's dying, we can't do anything on Sunday. But I think we would be really upset. So we'll see. If something crazy happens tomorrow, you guys will find out because you'll see us posting and being like, yep, Brandon has died. Nothing is happening. But our goal is still be able to do this. I'm trying to stand this up because Brandon said he thinks he feels okay enough to come say hey. But he can't sit. Sometimes he can't stand for long either, but yeah, Lex, just text me later. Oh, guess who's down in the front field?
What?
Guess who's down in the front field? I don't know if I could even get it so you guys could see through all of my plants. 2 of our chickens, Debbie and Cheetah, don't ask where these names come from, are always wandering off over across the street and up into all of the neighbors' yards. We have like nobody who lives anywhere near us over here, but over there's actually people, and that's where those 2 go. He is alive. Come back. He is alive. Yes, our poor broken boys. It's okay. It's just my face. Sherry's husband, Jonathan, he had surgery this week and is recovering now. And then obviously he's been dying. So I'm like, too boys stop playing this like, hey, let's see how we can, outdo one another and be like in the worst shape?
Hey, Gina. I was trying to keep up with Jonathan this week, I think.
Yeah. If you could not, that would be fantastic. But what do we
One
know?
in the hospital wasn't enough.
Yeah. I feel like you look better today. Like, I know you don't feel awesome, but I
Yeah,
feel like you
that's good
look
that I look better.
better than you have.
Yeah, I definitely. Hey, Sherry. Yeah, barely. I'm here.
Propped upright.
I definitely don't feel better.
Yeah. Something. So are you ready for tomorrow?
No matter what.
No matter what. We can work on it today.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Sabrina. Good morning.
Well, you said to me today, he's like, well, we're going to find out exactly how good I am at my job because I'm doing it with like no prep work.
Literally this week at all, I have not been in my office this week at all to do anything. So we're going to have fun. No, I know it well enough to do it. I just, I would have liked to been a lot, obviously, prepared a lot better, but I guess God had something else in mind.
Yeah. Well, I won't say that now. He still needs rest and tons of wifey and kids love to get better and prayers, of course. Yes.
Yeah, definitely empty. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. So
Well,
it'll be start from scratch, Vessel.
we also kind of kicked around.
Thanks,
yeah.
Tiff.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. We'll work it out. If anything, I mean, if you can't.
Yeah, this week sucks. I feel like I never go to the hospital for anything. Go to the emergency room for
see a
anything
doctor.
ever. So finally this week I was like, I can't do it. I've had enough. I can't even function normally. I have to do something. And then I feel like I went and I felt a little bit better, but then we were trying to go again to get just to do other things to try to progress with it. It was just like nobody could help me. It was so weird. Like every single corner and every single thing that we tried, nobody could help me. I couldn't go to a pain management specialist. The ER wouldn't cooperate with anything. I mean, they doped me up for, pretty good, and I felt better for a little bit there, but that didn't last. So, yeah, I have not been in my office doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll have fun.
Yeah,
nothing. It's like I seriously think people are out to get me this week. I'm gonna go make myself a tinfoil hat later.
Some conspiracy to keep you from feeling better.
Yeah, it is, and I think
If you know about that.
Yeah, I don't know the extent. They gave me Valiums, perks, and muscle relaxers. So pharmaceuticals. Yay! Yeah, Gina, you're right. Gina says that I must have been feeling super bad to go to the ER. Yes, I did, because I don't go. I had enough. One too many times on the bathroom floor, and I was just like, I gotta go. So.
Yeah. Fun week. Glad it's over. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Back in my old life, when I was a different person, Roxaset. Yeah, Roxaset is very powerful.
Yeah.
I used to get the 30 milligram ones. And
you do need to go. I don't know. We'll figure something out. We've got more on the list to figure out next week to try to do something to keep you from feeling like death all the time. So we'll figure it out. This afternoon we can work though and try to put some stuff together. Hopefully some kind of like an outline or something to work on that. And then if anything, tomorrow we will still plan to be on the Facebook group.
Yeah, I'll be on
at
there
noon.
either way, even if I'm laying in bed. I'll just...
You can put the camera wherever.
Oh, I missed it.
And if anything, you just might have to shorten it up a little bit, but otherwise I think we'll figure it out. Hello, Virginia's here.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
How is everybody doing?
I Hi.
Hey, look at there's your sister's swimsuit bottoms just laying on the floor.
And
Because that's
this
where those
is
go.
your old phone. That looks cool.
Yep, leave it there.
Hi. Yeah.
Lily's here.
Hi. That looks really cool. Hi, Angela. Hi, Karen. I'm just reading all the tops of the comments. Because it's shit. It's like a cheetah shit.
It is like a cheetah shirt.
But like with,
Have either of you brushed your teeth?
yep.
Did you actually brush your teeth?
Yeah. Feel like it.
Then why are they yellow? No, go brush your
They're
teeth.
not yellow.
Yes, they are. Brush your teeth.
Yay, Lily.
Yay, Lily!
Of course,
Only
she
thing
sees
she's
that comment.
That's not
That's so funny, or Sherry, that you say that because
We
Karen
had that discussion the other night.
Yep, having that discussion with him last night. Yes, they're feeling a little bit. Thank you, everybody. Yes, they are feeling better. Thank goodness. My favorite Lily next to mine. Yeah, you'll get it. You'll be good.
Yeah, I will. I know the
He
material,
was
so I'm not
beating
worried
himself
about it. I
up
just-
after last week, so he's
Yeah.
beating himself up a little bit. But yeah, Sabrina, you're getting crazy over there with your autocorrect.
What is-
I got where you were going.
I didn't see it.
It was up here. It was just it made it all crazy with the autocorrect. It is nice to see you girls are feeling better, but that's not what it said on the first
Oh,
one.
to you, Sabrina. I got you.
Anyways. Yeah, Brandon. Well, that's what was so funny because when he was really dying, Lily comes up and she goes, "Mom, take him to the hospital." I was like, "What do you want me to do? Like, I'm just gonna force him to go?" And I was like, "You gonna help me shove him in the car?" She was like, "We'll wait till he goes to sleep." Like, what, Lily and I are just gonna drag you up into the car. We'll like throw you in the back, like we like load up the chicken food, just check you back you to the hospital. So funny. She's like, "Will you take him?" Yeah, boys don't listen. Come on now. Like, you should do this. You should do that. And
I
he's
didn't
like,
want to be a sissy.
Yeah. Why don't you get over yourself? Just being a sissy.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we have thought about, though, I don't know how many lives are too many lives. Drew dislocated his shoulder and said he was fine.
Fine. It's fine.
It's not fine. So I don't know how many lives are too many lives. We had kind of kicked around the idea of maybe like a midweek, maybe in the evening or something, like different time, doing like a prayer type meeting, you know, type thing of all the prayers and everything that we get and we're putting together on the list and everything that gets sent in and doing something like that. But I don't know how much is too much. And you guys are like, okay, enough's enough. We can't live on our phones all day long.
Yeah.
We get that. So, but we have kicked around that
They're
type
like,
of an
we're
idea.
watching you out of guilt. You're doing way too many of these.
We're watching you out of guilt. Stubborn. There's no such thing as too many lives. Okay, see, so maybe you guys like the idea.
Ooh, Wednesday. So Wednesday might be a good idea.
That's what we kind of thought about, like midweek in the evening, maybe. Don't make me get New York on you, Karen says. Doing something totally, I mean, I think everything we do is kind of informal, but, you know, just a kind time to catch up. Brandon had wanted to, before, like, Bible studies or things like that, to go through all the prayer, you know, requests and things. But I keep telling him, I'm like, honey, there's so many. Like, there's no way we could get through all of these and, you know, do that. But we want everybody to be coming together and praying for these things and doing all of that. So that's where we said, well, maybe if we did a live, but then we didn't want to be, like, doing too many things. And everybody was like, okay, you guys, like, enough's enough. But yeah, maybe like a Wednesday evening. We could do that maybe any day. I'll be there, Gina says. Okay, so yeah, we'll work on Zoe's here. She's I get her. Come here, Zoe doe. Oh, now she's not doing it.
No.
Well, now she's not doing it. She stands here and just jumps on Brandon and claws at him and bites him, like nips him in the booty until he loves on her.
In the morning, she has to come in and have like her little love fest.
Yeah.
She comes in and she just jumps. She puts both of her paws on my shoulders like this, and will just rub her head and just.
And
Oh
like
my gosh!
lick all over his face, and yeah, it's
She'll make me. She makes me go back. If I get up early too, she'll make me go back into the bedroom to lay down just so she can do that.
There's a duck
Hmm?
I don't know. We don't know about the things. Apparently there's some huge duck.
Oh, maybe that was before. Karen was talking about something with the duck.
Oh my goodness. They're getting crazy. Who was it? One of you, I think, on Instagram. Heather, wasn't it you? Well, it's a building. Heather, weren't you just going through and photograph? I think it was Heather. Maybe not. Maybe I'm getting confused. But we're driving through and the different areas where they have built the like ginormous, like ridiculous things. Like the huge basket, the huge ball of yarn, like the different things like that.
Like the dinosaurs.
Yeah, like the dinosaurs that we had back home. Anyways, but somebody was like literally just posting about it. Is that what the duck is? Is it just like one of those huge kind of awkward like building things that you can go and whatever? Well, we also have the cars in the ground back home, the dinosaurs, and then that
spider, that VW spider.
yeah, the VW spider. But nobody knows what we're talking about. Actually, that's not true.
People from Southern California do.
Well,
Alexis does.
Well, Alex does, but we had, when we got the message that somebody was like, hey, what town is it that you guys are from? Because their sister-in-law is from the same town that we were from. Like, what are the odds out of that throughout all of this, whoever you meet on the internet type of a thing, and their sister-in-law is from the same town that we're from.
Julianne posted something like years ago.
Yeah.
And it was her in Palm Springs. It was pretty funny.
That's funny. Like, see, that's where we were. I think that's just what's so cool is of all the people that God could connect together. And it's stuff like that where it's someone that's like from the same place you were, or like knows the same thing or something like that. I don't know how to fix it. Our bridge is a giant sundial. That's cool. Angela's from 5 minutes from where I live. That's so crazy. Like, what are the odds that you guys are like connected in that way? Like, that's just so crazy. Yes, Tiff, seriously, somebody messaged us. Like, we ran into people that were from like Rapture Awareness that we
They're
love.
from Victorville.
They're just down the road from where we are. I mean, my dad still lives out close to there. And then we had somebody who messaged us and they were like, hey, what town is it that you guys are from? Because her sister-in-law, literally born and raised in Yucca, and she just was laughing because she was like, my sister-in-law talks about that town like how you guys do. So it was just funny that it's not just us that's crazy. We just thought that was so funny that somebody else was like, yes, she says the same things about that town. That's just so cool. I'm saying we got to figure out something somehow, Lord willing, and like do some kind of like meetup. Toppy was talking about coming over here next month. So hopefully we'll get to see Toppy soon. We are campaigning for Sherry and her husband and kiddos to come up here as often as possible, trying to get Karen and her daughter down here to visit soon. So we'll see. I think it would be cool to have like a just like family retreat like space with like little cabins or something that whenever you guys have an opportunity and want to come and stay, you could come stay or something like that. I think that would be so cool. Tiff, she's not in Yucca anymore. They're still in Southern California, but now it is totally just spaced my mind. I don't remember exactly what town they're in. Yeah, like Lord willing, we're still here, like looking forward, just praying, what are we to do and to just do with our lives, with our ministry. We always come back to that. We're like, how cool would it be to have like a little piece of land tucked out here, put some little cabins or trailers or something on, like some glamping, type setup, and just have like a family retreat, like unplug from the world and come plug into the word, like just a time of fellowship and counsel and study and time like that. I think would just be such a cool idea. I think that would be so neat. So I don't know. Those are one of the many ideas we talk about. Still waiting unless there's an RV and we can just like go around and see everybody. Yeah, that's again like just that like tiny village, some kind of little like hey, come talk away. We're open all the time. Like, come up here if you can come up here. I think that would be so cool. We are outside of Asheville. So I don't know where your mother-in-law, I don't know that town off the top of my head. I'd have to look it up. But we are outside of, like, Asheville's kind of up here in the mountains, and like before you go up the mountains to get to Asheville, we're kind of down over here. So we're kind of at the base. All the mountains are kind of around us. You can see like the Blue Ridge and everything, you know, right here, but we're down a little bit. Where Main Street meets the mountains, I think is what our thing. AP Church Tour Days. I love it. Wouldn't that be so cool though? Like to be able to go around, see everyone, and then like have a little space so people could come. I don't know. I think that would be awesome. I think that would be cool. So we just keep praying. Whatever God wants us to do, we'll do it regardless. But I think that would be really super cool. All the fun things. I just think it's so crazy. I mean, we talk about you all, like our family throughout the week. I mean, praying for you guys and different things. The kids always come up, hey, how is this with so-and-so? How is that with so-and-so? So we talk about you all like we know you and you're, you know, just normal people that we see. And so I think that would be so cool to have an opportunity, you know, to get to meet up and meet different people and just get to stuff like that. Asheville is so awesome, you know, and that's what it is. Like, usually it's a little bit cheaper to fly into Charlotte than to Asheville. I mean, because we've looked at different flights, and that's like when we went to Texas to do a wedding a couple of years ago. We're like, honestly, the amount it cost us to drive a couple hours from Charlotte to just come into Asheville, you know, it wasn't like, we're like, we'll just do that. But Asheville's got a nice little airport. We really liked it. So yeah, anyways, I like having it. We have the things that are close to us. So if we definitely need world type resources, they are around and we can get to them, but yet nothing is like right here. So I like it. Like, I can't tell you the last time I've been in a Target. And I used to be super, super obsessed with Target. So at first it seems like it was like so difficult to not be to anything. And it was like such a big deal, but now I don't even miss it. Yeah, I know Angela's in Texas too. Like we've thought, you know, again, we just pray over the things. We want to do whatever God wants us to do. So if we could have the ability to travel around and get to see you all, super awesome. We are totally on board. And I would love to be able to do that. And then that's what we say. Our home is always open. You are all always welcome to come here. But I know not everybody can just like drop everything and run over to North Carolina. So we understand. And if there's any way that we could ever come and get to see any of you, I think that would be so good. Thanksgiving, $150 difference. That makes sense being Thanksgiving time. I know that's always what stinks. All the prices get a little crazy. Because I think when we flew, it wasn't during the holidays or anything. And it was like, I think it was like a $50 difference or something like that. And I'm like, honestly, the drive time and everything else, like fine by me. I'm just flying to Asheville and then I'm just right down the road from home. That totally works for me. And it's a smaller airport, so it's just so easy to get around. That part was kind of nice. Not that Charlotte's horrible to get around. Oh, the Charlotte airport's a good airport too, but Asheville's just smaller, makes it easy. And there's something about, like, I know Brandon hates with after you've been on, you know, traveling all day on the plane and everything, and then you still have to get in a car and drive for a couple hours. Like, I don't know, first world problems, I know, but it's just like, ugh, I don't want to have to do that. I lived in a town without a Walmart, right? That's when you know that, right? When you live in a town without a Walmart. When we lived in Georgia, when Virginia was born, we were outside of Savannah, Georgia, but that's where we were. Like, we lived in a town that didn't have a Walmart. Like, it wasn't 40 minutes away. I think, how long was it? It was like 20. No, when we lived in Georgia to get to the Walmart, wasn't it like 20 or so minutes to get over to Pooler? Yeah. So that was like the furthest, but that's when you know, like, you're out there when there's no when there's no Walmart in town. Karen, you say stuff like that and we're going to force you to live with us. So tell Armando and Tessa to just pack up all y'all stuff and get down here. You guys can have the whole basement. We'll like build you your whole like own home under there or something. And you can give good massages. You're going to have to be out here. Let's do a Friendsgiving for everyone who can come in November. Hey, guys, for real, we're all about it. So Everybody is welcome at all times. I think that would be awesome. Again, our house isn't fancy. It's nothing cool, but everybody is welcome. We can camp out. We've got room in here. We can do all kinds of fun stuff. So yes, everybody. Yeah, bring Armando. Come on, let's go. Although we always feel so embarrassed. We're like, oh man, but Armando like knows what he's doing when it comes to like landscape, not like our sad attempt at it. So we just can't like judge our pathetic yard too much. Yeah, anybody wants to come and do something. I know Tati is coming. She's talking about in October. I don't remember the week off the top of my head. 20th, I think, somewhere around there. Dining. Yeah, dining. So I know she's coming in October.
Who?
Tati. And the kids are planning to come in October. Our yard and house might look good if we had it with like one eye closed and the other one kind of like squinted. Then it might look okay. Yep, not fancy, but full of love. Everybody is always welcome at all times. And I wish we had the ability to, like I said, either go to all of you or to like bring you all for us. Yes, magic money to fall from the sky.
That would be great.
Okay, you want to laugh, but then sometimes it always happens where, what was the one? I didn't do a Living by Faith update because I was focused on Feast of Trumpets. What was the thing that I just prayed for the other day? Do you remember? Dang it. Something happened just the other day. What was it? And now I can't. Was it laundry soap? No, it wasn't laundry soap.
I don't know.
Dang it. Something happened just the other day that I just prayed, we really need this. Now I can't remember what it was. Toilet paper. Yeah, I don't know. It was something really cool. And then literally, like, we turned around and somebody had made a donation to the ministry, and it was like the exact amount needed to get the really important thing that now I totally can't remember. And yeah.
So important you forgot.
I know, so important I forgot. Maybe I shared it on last week's Living by Faith. I don't remember, but it's just cool. Those things are like, you've been praying and you're like, oh my gosh, we really need this to just magically fall out of the sky, Lord. Like, what on earth are we going to do? And then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
something crazy.
I have a couple of those prayers out right now.
I do. I have like a little journal that I write stuff in. I don't have it right here, so I don't remember.
I've got to add Sabrina's money falling from the sky in one of them.
Yeah. And so he has a little Post-it note. I think we both have like little lists that we keep of like, Lord, these are the things that we need. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know you saw it. That's what I guess. It's like facing my screen.
I have to sit next to you when we do.
I guess.
I wasn't like spying on your stuff. I had to sit next to you. But anyways, but yeah, like we needed, that was the one where we were like going, I think okay, so Karen, I did share that where we had like $400 worth of bills that had to be paid like by that weekend.
Yeah, that was that.
Or we were going to be in really big trouble. And that's a lot of money, right? Like $400 doesn't just magically appear. And so I was just praying and praying and praying. And I was like, Lord, I have to trust. Like, this is what we're doing. I know that if I don't have it today, it means I don't need it today. But things like electricity, our phone, like things like that, I feel like are necessities. Like, I know we'll still survive, but I know that like those are really important. And so I was praying for it. And then we got a donation for that amount.
Yep.
And I was like, what? That's insane. And so I messaged that person and I said, I'm just going to tell you my whole story here. Because how crazy that we have $400 worth of bills that just magically have to be paid. And you just sent over that amount of money. But then the cooler part was her family had this crazy story to how they even had that money.
Yeah, it was.
Like that's what made it even cooler, that they had this like crazy weird debacle that played out. We were in this crazy debacle. And yet God so perfectly like fashioned all the things together. Yeah, like I am cool. We will get by with like bare minimum. Our family is totally on board to do that. Oh yeah, no, that's funny. Same last name.
Nope.
So like we are totally cool to get by with like bare minimum. We are all on board for this when we went into ministry full time. Like our whole family had to be on board. Like, hey, things you might have been used to having, probably not going to have anymore, but that's okay. Yeah, feeding kids doesn't feel like a want. Yeah, but it's like having at least like our cell phones are the cheapest you can possibly get. Like I feel like we try to be very frugal in all the things, so we're doing like bare minimum, but it's like I still would like electricity. I still would like running water. I still would like, you know, some of these things. And then yeah, it was, and I love how God, he'll show up and it's like in that very last minute where it's like waiting to see like, are you really trusting or are you going to start freaking out? So when you keep walking, you're like, I'm still trusting, and then it all happens and you're like, oh my gosh, when you don't have your health or lonely, money is nothing. Absolutely.
That's true.
It always shows up in just the right way. So anyways, it's so cool to see that. So who knows, an RV could fall from the sky.
Oh, God,
Well, okay, I don't want it to actually fall from the sky, but
no.
if that's what God wants us to do,
But
it'll
I
work
hope
out.
one just shows up, just like poof.
Just rolls into the driveway.
It'd be cool.
Not yet. We checked the driveway.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Nothing's here yet.
And you know what's funny to see too is I've noticed, you know, in the past year or so I've been doing this, different ideas or things that might have popped up at one point in time that were like, ooh, maybe if we partnered with them and did this or did that or whatever. And then I've seen things like we prayed and prayed and prayed, like, God, that could be so cool. Like, if it is your will, let it happen. Let it happen. And then nothing would happen. And now we've seen things come from these different people or companies or partners or things like that. And we're like,
That's what I didn't want to see.
that's why. Although we thought it would be such a great idea to partner or to do this or to do that, nothing ever happened. And then we see stuff and I'm like, that's why nothing ever happened. Thank you for keeping us away from that. That's why we're not just pursuing everything and trying to make it our agenda and force things to happen. And instead saying, hey, if there's something you want us to do, you'll make it happen. And if not, cool, we'll just keep on keeping on. It seems to work. So anyways, you starving? Kids are probably starving.
Yeah, good. I can heat up mine.
Burger Day.
I know, but I'll eat mine
You're
from
gonna do it
last
for
night.
dinner? I figured we do that for dinner.
All right.
Since it's Burger Day, all the kids are actually feeling better. They kept down all their food yesterday, so I think they are ready to recuperate with burgers because
Yeah, they've been looking forward to it
I
today.
know. They get so excited. It's kind of cute to see how excited they get. All right, so we will see you guys all tomorrow at noon on the Facebook group. So
Thank you for your prayers and messages,
yes,
everybody. Thank
seriously.
You so much.
Go to facebook.com/groups/AP Home Church if you haven't already and come join us. So that way tomorrow at noon you can be on there for our home church service. And then at some point next week, the video will come out with our Feast of Trumpets celebration, which I'm super excited for. I'll probably post some stuff on Instagram about it throughout like the actual time. Hey, look, very cool. So come over and join. Yes, garden. Yes, to replace as much as you can. Absolutely. And then it'll be so much better for you. You'll get so many more nutrients out of it. But come and join us for that. We'll get the Yom Teruah stuff up and work on some different things. But otherwise, yeah, and I won't get to see you guys next Saturday, but maybe we'll figure something out. I don't know. We'll come up with something. You guys enjoy your weekend.
Bye, guys.
Seriously,
Thanks.
thank you all so much for everything. And we'll see you
See you later,
eventually.
guys.
See you tomorrow. Praying for you. Yes. See you all tomorrow. So it's no
See
big
you
deal because you're
tomorrow.
all at church tomorrow at noon. Bye, you guys.